It's abusive. Why they should not be invited where humans are because they are not behaving like humans. So we don't think there should be musical events. Why are they invited to musical events? Or I mean, many of us don't want them in our lives.
Calling for ending Israeli genocide against the Palestinian people as the voice of every human being who opposes to shattering the soul and conscience of the world in Gaza is of great value. Palestine is of global importance with a spell on the heart of every person working for the good, not only of Palestine, but the whole world. Rosa Maria Serrano is a Spanish activist affiliate with Podemos, dedicating much of her time and life to mobilizing people to raise their voice for saving the survivors of the Israeli genocide and carnage in Gaza. I'm really pleased to be joined by Rosa. You're welcome to the program, Rosa. Rosa, you're interested in the Palestinian cause and what's happening in Palestine, mainly in the Gaza Strip, in terms of the Israeli occupation, genocide, and the every minute carnage committed by the Israeli occupiers. So how you perceive these images coming out from Gaza every minute, every day?
We have run out of adjectives to describe what's happening. It's like madness. I feel rage, sadness, anger, fury. I cannot describe. I've tried many times because I think it's absolutely crazy not being able. The whole world is up against what is happening, and still we seem not to be able to stop it.
Yes, and Rosa, yeah, all the world, mainly the public, the ordinary people. I'm not talking now about the political echelons and about the governments, are against the Israeli genocide. So tell us about how you express your opposition and your refusal to the Israeli genocide against the people in Gaza.
You mean, sorry, you mean how the?
Yeah, how you show your solidarity with the people of Palestine.
Oh, there is a demonstration today in the evening again. There was one last Sunday. We have one in Madrid in the 15th, I think. But meanwhile, in provinces, there are most days there are demonstrations. But also, we invite people to use, for instance, the application No Thanks, which identifies products that come from the Zionism, and also, we explained that we don't want to give money to kill people, and I think information is one of the arms they have used to lie or to obscure what is happening. So we try to show images and ways to know what is going on, like in Telegram and Blue Sky we're using. All we can. I think it's very important not to give our money to kill people. Very important. Boycotting.
Yes, and we see many people in Spain and in all of Europe, really, and in many other Western countries protesting the Israeli war on the Palestinian people, mainly in Gaza. Do you think that these demonstrations and these protests and these voices are enough?
It's not enough until it stops, I think. But because some governments seem to be deaf to our request, we must go on pushing and demonstrating because we have a right to live everywhere. No, I don't. The United States has got a tradition of invading and destroying lives. It's their history. And nobody seems to answer properly to them. But I think it's our moral obligation to try to do it.
Yes, and we heard a lot of your statements and we watched the position of the government of Spain, which is progressive, which is advanced compared to the position of other governments in Europe and the world. How do you see the position of your government?
I think there must be much pressure on them because, there are many things we don't know. Information is not available to older citizens. We all know that. But still, I think popular pressure on them is been very important for them to stop keeping any sort of trade with them. I still think, or many of us still think, that there should be no relationships at all. That all the relationship should be already finished. No embassy, no arm trade, no trade at all. We don't think there should be in any type of sports competition. Why? It's something. I mean, it's abusive. Why they should not be invited where humans are, because they are not behaving like humans. So we don't think there should be musical events. Why are they invited to musical events? Or, I mean, many of us don't want them in our lives.
Yes, Rosa, in the past, before 2023, the peoples in Europe, in the United States of America, and in many parts of the world were having this idea that Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East, and Israel is a civilized state respecting human rights. How do you see the people's idea today and the people's impression in Spain and other parts of Europe?
I think its media has been very well managed. This is the great power, the media, and it's been very well used to give the idea they want to give. It's an absolute manipulation, because many governments or journalists have showed the world what these occupers, these settlers are doing, but still they have tried to hide it, not to give too much propaganda, not to give too much air, so nobody would know what is really happening. I'm sure that nobody, or most people, is got a heart. And if people knew what's really going on, they would understand how or why we must oppose drastically to that occupation. To start with, occupation it should never be allowed anywhere. I mean, human rights should be first of all everywhere, but is their biggest card media has done. It is the guilty, because so nobody would know what's really happening. I think I'm left from the question you asked me.
It's okay. You mentioned the left, and I have a question with regard to that. How do you see the impact of the leftist parties in Spain and Europe when it comes to human rights, and in particular the cause of Palestine? Are you satisfied with the performance of these parties?
No, not at all. Not at all. As I said, all ties with the occupers should be already cut to start with, and no commerce. They shouldn't have the respect of anybody. It's not a democracy. In fact, I don't know many democracies today, but it's not enough. I mean, if they are killing people the way they're burning people, occupying houses, they've destroyed a whole country. It's not enough. Absolutely.
Yes. And my final question to you, Rosa, Israel is focusing in its war on killing children and killing entire Palestinian families. And we all saw the family of Dr. Ala al-Najjar. They killed 9 of her children and they killed her husband. while she was on a duty at hospital. So this is an example of many Palestinian families. Tell me, as a woman, how do you feel when you see or when you hear of such news?
I'm horrified, like most normal people. I think it's a sick sect, because you have to be very sick in the head to do these things. It's like diabolic. You cannot think they will go further in their hideous behavior, but still they find something else to do the next time. I mean, killing children is, we've never known something more horrible in the history of humanity. It's a constant abuse, starving people. When we see the images of the settlers blocking the lorries so food cannot come into the Palestine, you can only think they're like, what's going with you? What's going in your heads? You have to be full of hatred to do that. It's not understandable. Even, I mean, it happened with the Nazism. It happened a whole country followed a man, a dreams man, which was ridiculous, absolutely stupid. And now they're doing the same. But they were the victims. So you have to be very empty in your head so you can swallow all such ideas. It's like repeating history, but even accumulating much more horrors. It's very difficult to understand, very difficult. As a mother, as a human, as a sanitary staff, or it's not understandable if you don't imagine they're unbalanced.
Yeah. Rosa, it was really great pleasure having you on our program, and thank you very much for your feelings, these incredible emotions and feelings towards the Palestinian children, the Palestinian women. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks to you. Thanks to you.
And ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. And from you, Osama Nazal, have a nice time.